of course, he can make himself available for questions from the press. I'm sure a lot of questions will be asked. Hello, talk to me here.
Matt, good morning.
Morning, yes.
Matt, the public has a genuine concern, and that concern will always be there. And any suspect, the public will always raise the concern. It is just like if you see a crime or suspect a crime being committed, you'll probably mention it to the police, even if you don't really have any proof. So there's always going to be a concern. And obviously, from his own record, there has been concerns, genuine concerns, which were rectified according to him. And these concerns will continue to be there because as time goes on, pipes go bad, systems get full, systems break down, and they have to be renewed. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. Hello. Back to the telephone. This time, the overseas line. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you, yes.
Yeah, Mr. John Tusse. I'm from La Plaine, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. John Tusse is such a liar. And I think he's backing up on the wrong tree.
He's backing up on the wrong tree? Why would you say that?
No, because he's a liar.
Well, I can't say that he is a liar. I'm asking you, why are you saying that?
Because there are a lot of pigs. Maybe it's not 4,000, but there are a lot of pigs. And in time before, that place used to have like 20, not more than 30 pigs before. That's it. And they used to rear pigs in that place. And there was never a smell.
All right, you see, that's what I'm saying, that maybe Mr. John Toussaint, if you're listening, sir, you should make yourself available. I will describe your statement as very comprehensive, but there are some holes in that statement that I think, the media would like to question you, certainly myself. Hello, talk to me. 449-3095-96 and 97. I'm telling you, I spoke to a source before I left there last week, very close to the Environmental Health Department, and there are concerns. I'm sure I'm hearing too that some officials from Health and the Environmental Health Ministry may visit that farm sometime later this week. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, good morning, Matt.
Yes.
We in the Lapin area are not getting Q95 on the radio or the TV.
Oh, I don't know why. Maybe I'll ask the technician to investigate just what is going on, okay? Thank you so much. 449-3095. Well, a lot of the Lampley people, I guess, are not hearing this morning. Yes?
Hello, morning, Matt.
Morning to you, yes.
Yes, I would really like the individual that responsible of this farm, the pig farm in Lapin, to come on the media so that I would ask him whether a court order had produced or sent to him to stop that operation. Thank you very much.
Again, I think I saw something similar sometime last week. So, again, that's what I'm asking Mr. John Toussaint, quite respectfully, sir. I think you should come to the media and, let's organize some news conference. If you want me to organize that for you, I can do just that. Because there's still a lot of questions. It's like almost, hiding behind a statement. But, hello, talk to me here.
Yeah, Matt.
Yes.
Man, I start respecting you a little more, and I don't want to go above the line. 100% is the maximum. I can tell you exactly the way you thought of it. That is the way I thought of it too. Because we are human. And I thought, well, I'm not talking about loopholes, but I thought it should have been done differently. And exactly, I believe that too. Because if it's that serious, it's a village, and if it's anything is affecting the village, I think it should have been better known.
I'm saying if the people have environmental health concerns, then they should ask questions. I think you should meet with the Lapland people, Mr. John Toussaint, and sort of clarify it that way. So, you can hear from both sides of the fence. Hello.
Morning, Matt.
Morning to you, sir.
How are you?
Good.
Happy anniversary.
To you, sir.
Mr. Matt,
my anniversary is... I don't have an anniversary. It's the anniversary of Lennox Linton.
Oh, Lennox, sorry.
Not me.
Okay, Matt, I am a concurrent Lapland.
Yes.
And let me tell you something there. One of these days I was passing up in that road on a vehicle. It had a feeder road crossing from the river to they have the pig up there.
Piggery, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Matt, the road, when you're passing on the road, when rain time, you have to pass it very, very, very slow because the pig shit is all on the road, and if you pass fast, it's going to flash on you on the vehicle. Now, we all understand when you see the pig water, the pig shit go down in the river, it destroys the fishes in the river, not even TTV in that river. Those are rivers we used to go for TTV every year. And from since that, no TTV ever come in that river again. We lose that TTV in that river. And it's very dangerous in our place. And some people take it for a joke, but it's not a joke. It's a serious matter. And Mr. Doctor is a liar. And
so again, I want to be careful. We call Dr. John to say a liar, because I want you to substantiate, just what you're saying. So, be careful if you cannot substantiate. Okay? Hello, talk to me. Yes.
I would like to really know, has an environmental impact assessment done recently in the area, because it would have been done before it established.
I think they have visited the area. But as I was told by a source close to the department, they have tested the area, and they continuing to with the test to prove just what or not prove just what Mr. Fountain is saying. Why are you still there? Your telephone seemed a little low this morning. So call me back and try to better that line there. Hello. 449-3095. Hi. Yes?
Good morning, Mike.
How are you doing?
You know what I suspect with Dominica?
Yeah?
A lot of people that is closer to the Prime Minister, they take disadvantage of that. Because sometimes when they do things, and the things affecting people, and the people complain, not a damn thing is done. Good morning and thank you.
Good morning, Anton. 2 questions. I said that early. A lot of questions will come. 2 questions for Dr. John Tuse. Somebody's asking me here. Do you use a government vehicle to carry sand from Layo to the pig farm? And did you at any time threaten the director of agriculture? Again, 2 questions. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Dr. John Tuse. Make yourself available. Talk to me at any time. If I can, source your number, we can talk on the telephone, but there are a lot of questions for you at this time. 2 questions again for Dr. John Tuse. Do you use a government vehicle to carry sand from Layo to the pig farm? And did you at any time threaten the director of agriculture? 449-3095. Hello.
Good morning, Matthias Peltier Jr., and how are you?
How are you, sir?
Matt, we continue to live in a country with 2 sets of people. Those above the law and those below the law. Those persons who, Matt, if they spit on the sidewalk, they end up in jail. And those people, Matt, who will commit murder and get away with it. Matt, this is the country. This is what Dominica has become. And I think the silence of those persons who can influence change and the outcome, Matt, is causing more damage to the country overall than whatever inconvenience they may suffer by speaking out. And Matt, the hypocrisy must stop, Matt. But when it involves somebody's friend or somebody's relative or somebody that they know, Matt, you have to be cautious and careful how you tread. When it is somebody that they don't like, Matt, they trample on you like a bug. And Matt, we must learn to change this whole thing. Where are the outspoken Dominicans? Matt, I find that this generation, Matt, they seem to settle for mediocrity. They don't value anything, Matt. I mean, in the 70s, Matt,
The people who spoke out, Matt, they are now the senior citizens, Matt. They are on their way out. It is this now generation who must now determine the world they want to live in. If the people want to live in polluted rivers, dirty streets in Roseau smelling that you can't walk through the streets, if the farmers, the young farmers, want to live in the countryside where they don't have access to their farm, where even if you had a donkey now, it couldn't go to the farm that they have, but they're satisfied with that, Matt. I don't think there is anything much we can do, Matt. And then, Matt, the other thing, I hear you keep talking about the media. Matt, Dominica has no media, Matt. There are one or two people who are trying. Matt, there is no media in Dominica. Matt, I'm going to give a very good example on this media stuff, not diverting from the issue. Matt, I remembered reading on about 3 or 4 consecutive issues of Dominica News Online, Matt. A whole lot of rambling by Anthony Estefan castigating people. I wrote some articles on de-risking and its effect on the indigenous banks, Matt, to educate and inform the Dominican people of the crisis that we face economically. They didn't publish those articles, but they published some rambling castigate, Matt, that we don't have journalists in Dominica.
Well, I'm going to defend that here. I don't think that people read enough. The public read enough, but I don't think you have to necessarily blame the media because they don't want to, or they did not publish a few articles of yours. They have published many articles. But if they're not interested in the risking and, at the end of the day, they will suffer. But I don't think people read enough. That's basically what is going on. But not because they're not interested in your article for you to blame the media all the time. Of course, they have, inefficiencies as it relates to the media. They have to be better trained. But I don't know if you have to go on blaming the media because somebody is not interested in reading your article or publishing your article on the risking. I'm gonna say that and stand by that. Thank you very much, sir. Because if it was in Barbados, one of these other countries where people read a lot, they would be very interested in that issue or on that issue. Hello, talk to me. Hello.
I've been trying to reach you, but I don't have much credit, so you're gonna have to call me back.
Oh, was that Jason?
Yes, sir. Call me
I heard the message. I tried to call you. Your phone was very busy.
Try it again.
I'll try you. I'll try you again.
Shoppers, are you ready to shop smart? Well, Springfield Trading brings you S-Smart, a new shopping facility located in the Springfield Trading Complex on Goodwill Road. The smart way to shop is with S-Smart. Come and enjoy one-stop S-Smart shopping and get a large selection of quality products at competitive prices in a comfortable and convenient shopping center with spacious parking. Friendly employees, exceptional service. Exceptional service. Flexible shopping hours, 7 days a week with ATM services on site. So be a satisfied smart shopper.
A satisfied customer.
Visit us today on Google Road and shop smart now. Smart.
One Step In Eating House, a blend of Dominica, Jamaica, and Guyana, is newly opened. On the menu: roti, Ziggy Marley wings, festivals, escovitch fish, oxtail, and curry goats, bachelor packages, soup days, and surprises. One Step In Eating House is open from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Located on 27 Great George Street in Roseau. Call for order or delivery 276-8081 or 449-8081. One Step In Eating House, a blend of Dominica, Jamaica, and Guyana.
In your tea, Madam Razad, silte iskino, yali oti doctor, they take 2 tablets every 6 hours. Yali po 6 tablets every 2 hours. Ambulance ki omasi, iti got chime. When she recovered yodi from no one, you go to Quick Care Pharmacy kote Halsbro. La yoke espiche tout bite bawa. La iwive la, idiyo, you that is Quick Care? Yodi, yes, ma'am, Quick Care. Ever it have a personalized service. It tell ma satisfy. La iwiwe kaili di mawi. I get dependable, knowledgeable, trustable, and supportable service. Ma we di yes, and that is a big table. I got the ever di Howard Juju cafe vemwe. If you no honey, go and take your medicine. Yes, Quick Care Pharmacy kote Halsbro. Service you can trust for all your prescription and over-the-counter drugs. He can, she can, they all can testify about the professionalism and benefits kote Quick Care Pharmacy. Premier for an taxi say St. Thomas Eveki the medicine by Quick Care delight all my sickness. It every delete. Quick Care Pharmacy, Kote Halsbro, telephone 440-8600.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. There are underlying issues. I think that the situation in La Plaine can be resolved amicably. The project is a very good one. The waste issues is something that we can address without all of this bad blood. I support you. I think this can be resolved, but I think all sides have to come around the table and deal with the issue. And Mr. John Toussaint, I don't think, hiding behind a statement can resolve the issue. You can come forward and meet with the media and, of course, those concerns. Meet with the La Plaine people and speak directly to them. That's just my humble advice. Hello, talk to me.
Hey, good morning, man.
How are you doing?
Can you hear me clearly?
I'm hearing you very clearly, sir.
Okay, I have issues with my telephone, so just in case.
Yes.
This issue here, as a here, of course, it's such an important issue that normally I would not maybe comment on it, but it borders on the issue of public health, public safety, and to a lesser extent, public welfare. And the only reason why the judiciary allows the government to interfere with the use of land, which is in a democratic society where right to property is so important, it is to protect public health, public safety, and public welfare. So the issue before us, Dr. John Toussaint is my friend, and I'm certain that he considers himself to be my friend. So I will try and be, and I'll always try to be as objective as I can. First of all, I do not think that a complaint from such an important person in the community of La Plaine, Dr. John Toussaint, should be the one responding to it. If he feels that he has been maligned or whatever, yes, I can understand that. But it's such an important issue, and seeing that it has been on the calendar and the discussed for so long, the people that should be responding to it should be the Minister of the Environment and the Minister of Planning, because it is affecting a community. So if when Dr. John Toussaint did receive planning approval to do what he did there, there must have been, I'm assuming that they would not have given permission without an environmental impact study. A project like this should and demand that there should be an environmental impact study. If there was, has he been complying with the requirements and the recommendations of the planning authority? And if things have changed in terms of the intensity to which the land is being used, in terms of the number of pigs, etc., is there now there's need for review of the approval granted and the conditions of approval so that he can meet the minimum requirements and ensure that the community is not negatively impacted as it is. I think it has gone beyond the issue of the planning division. It should be the ministers addressing the issue. That's what the public are paying them for, addressing the issue and saying, yes, we are aware of it, we have addressed it, and these are the recommendations. I saw, for example, Dr. John Tusse referred to as someone who was permission to build a hotel there. Here he raised it in a kind of a negative way. I don't think it's the right way.
They're very sarcastic, yes.
Yeah, because if there is a hotel there, I'm assuming that the planning authority gave planning permission. And when the planning permission was granted, was it the planning authority considered the possible land use conflict in the area and therefore ensure that all the two can coexist, if not one, and the application should have been disapproved, and so forth. So the issue is very, very broad. The issues are very broad. John Tusse should not be the one addressing the issue, such an important public issue. The Minister of the Environment and the Minister of Planning. This thing has gone too far and for too long. They are the ones should be saying, yes, we have reviewed the issue. The relevant authorities have addressed it. These are the recommendations put forward, and the gentleman is adhering to the recommendations. The approval granted to the person with the hotel there, they were given planning permission, and therefore what was required, the environmental impact study for the hotel to exist in the area was done, and these are the things that should be addressed. But the way it is right now being discussed in the media and in the public, it's not the right way at all. The community of La Plaine is impacted. The public health and safety compromised, whether it is correctly as expressed by the gentleman. So therefore, the minister's concern should be the one right now addressing the issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much there. Fair comment. 9:04 is the morning time at this time as we continue this big discuss there on the La Plaine piggery there. Some people very concerned. Mr. Fontaine, I was trying to get you. Your telephone seemed to be giving some issue. It's getting a busy tone. Hello.
Good morning, Matt.
Yes.
Matt, Senator Baptist is so right. And that is the intellectuals we have in the United Workers' Party waiting to transform this country, Matt Peltier. The minister is the one to step forward and rectify the whole problems. I commented a week ago on the matter when the matter rose up. And the doctor is admitting that he had some environmental challenges and he did some work to correct it. It appears that the work he did to correct it is insufficient. So he has to go back to the drawing board. But to come and castigate people and draw the political line is unacceptable. I am calling on the Dominican people to give the United Workers a chance to transform this country, Matt Peltier. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Hello.
Hello, Matt. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
But there's no doubt that, this is a very sensitive matter. And, of course, the people of the community have a right to, express their concern because this is a community situation. But, Matt, we're looking at health and environment. And I believe, that's my point of view, that the Department of Environmental Health should really coordinate some form of meeting with the residents of there, Dr. John Tusse, and the other stakeholders. Because, granted, yes, this is a very good project that Dr. John Tusse is involved in. And as he rightly said, it will really reduce on our import bill in terms of pork. And he creates employment, Matt. So the Department of Environmental, and you see, in Dominica, I think we're procrastinating too much because maybe they feel that they just feel that, hey, after a while people will stop talking and think life will go on as usual. No, this is and even if the people stop talking, but the department should continue doing their work and to ensure that the environment is not affected in any way at all.
All right, caller, thank you. We're moving on there. Another phone call. Hello. Yes?
Hello?
Yes.
We also have one at Eggleston also that I need to look into.
All right, well, make your complaints to the Environmental Health Department. Hello.
Yeah, Mark.
Uh-huh.
The caller before, I love his objectivity. And, you know, what he loses sight of the fact is there is no objective governance in Dominica right now. No objective governance. The minister is afraid to come and speak. The environmental people are afraid because if you're building a pig farm, my brother, one of the first things you're going to address is waste. One of the first things is an environmental study. So these things were not done. These things were not done. This government, you have a whole lot of partner thing. It happens at board. You have people meeting at board meetings, bro. And these people don't even know what the entity that they're on the board of. They don't even have knowledge of the entity itself. They're moo-moos at a board meeting. So it's not a simple thing, you know. It's a systemic problem. A systemic problem. People just get opportunities because of nepotism, not because of objective assessment of things and projects. This brother, if you check, it doesn't even know about pigs, because if you want to do a pig farm, my brother, a pig farm right now with our technology presently can be a zero carbon footprint entity. All of the waste, all of the things can be utilized within the farm itself. It doesn't even have to go in the river. So what you have is a hustler hustling pigs, because abattoir coming, your partners tell you can make some money, so you hook up a pig farm without any kind of a thing, and you yourself don't understand pig farming. You feel me? So it's a systemic thing. So let us not address it as some kind of a singularity thing. It's a problem across the whole board. I know the man them doing business in Dominica, and we have to fight that. We have to burn fire on that, not treat it like some aberration or one of a kind.
So you're saying it's almost like a club, friendship club?
Governance.
All right, caller, thank you very much. We're going to try our very best to come back after this message.
Inyoti Madam Razad, silte iskino, yali oti doctor, they take 2 tablets every 6 hours. Yali po 6 tablets every 2 hours. Ambulance ki womasi, iti got chime. When she recovered yodi from no one, you go to Quick Care Pharmacy kote Halsbro. La yoke espiche tout bite bawa. La ibwivela, idiyo, you that is Quick Care? Yodi, yes, ma'am, Quick Care. Every type of personalized service. It tell me satisfy. Like if we kaili di mawi, I get dependable, knowledgeable, trustable, and supportable service. Ma we di yes, that is a big table. I gade avec di Howard Juju ka fe ve mwen. If no honey, go and take your medicine. Yes, Quick Care Pharmacy kote Halsbro. Service you can trust for all your prescription and over-the-counter drugs. He can, she can, they all can testify about the professionalism and benefits kote Quick Care Pharmacy. Premier for an text say St. Thomas avec di medicine by Quick Care delight all my sickness. It evle di delete. Quick Care Pharmacy kote Halsbro. Telephone 440-8600.
All right, here's another WhatsApp message, Matt. Who cares about his degree? He needs to go clean the river and stop with this BS. So what they got to do? So what? They got the disease wrong? This man will be fined daily period. He's getting personal. He's getting and making political attacks, making threats, shouldn't fool people. What about the runoff? This man is so mean and is here to apologize, not take responsibility. The way his money and his awards are has nothing to do with Dominica. Matt, this is not a very comprehensive report. It's a long winding with defense swipes at others, intimidation, but no clear or not clear and concise or accountable. Gonna see if we can talk to Mr. Jason Fontaine at this time. Of course, he started the debate. Mr. Jason Fontaine.
How are you?
How are you, sir? You've been described.
This is the day that the Lord has made. I'll rejoice and I'll be glad in it. Good morning, Mr. Matelte. I'm listening.
Hold on there, Jason. You've been described as a loose cannon in that statement.
Yes, first of all, let me say that was the most disrespectful thing a man can say towards a community-based committee that is organized, that has a chairman to my leadership, and to the rest, I'm speaking on behalf of the rest of my members of my committee. He has disrespected us to go on national media and call us loose cannons as an ex-minister of the government that is presently in power, knowing that all the degrees and the smartship that he has completely disrespected my committee and myself for the job that we were selected and elected to represent the people of La Plaine.
You've listened to the full statement. He's basically saying that you had a lot of inaccurate statements, and you've made a lot of inaccurate statements about his piggery. Are you going to stand by what you said, or are you going to apologize to the gentleman?
Mr. Matt Olte.
I'm here.
The figures, before we get to the figures of the piggery, which was corrected to 1,500 pig, between 900 and 1,500 pig, that was corrected a while back, but it's on still social media, but it was corrected to 900 to 1,500 pigs between that range. It's still a lot of pigs, exceeding the 400 pigs that he was not supposed to exceed at that facility. Matt, I want to emphasize on my committee as well. The emergency preparedness is a continual process of identifying risk and taking action to reduce or to eliminate them. This process involves many people across all institutions working together, conservation, facilities, staff, and administrators. We take a complete survey of the community. We look at risk assessment. We write an emergency plan. We do a develop and response team. The emergency planning for collections can be divided into two steps. The risk assessment and investigation of emergency response planning, also referred to as a disaster plan. So when this gentleman is trying to have them consider us as a loose cannon, we as the disaster committee, first of all, I want to let him know that I am not being pushed by any political party. I am not being asked to do this based on the fact of history. It is evidence. The picture tells, and then the fact of being on scene tells for itself. We had a meeting, very constructive meeting passed on Sunday afternoon. Matt, I sent you all an audio. You should play that audio for him to hear. The villagers of La Plaine saying what is going on. The farmers who are in that area that knows better than I do. You should play that video for him, that audio that I sent you guys, so he can listen to it. Matt, if you remember in April of 1893, La Plaine, again, in the Rinery Estate, about a half a mile from that area where he has that pig farm, right? The La Plaine people stood up. Mr. Pierre Collier stood up and against the British Army. 4 people died. We won the battle. Because why? Because one man stood up for us. We are at it again, not only, that is the only thing that is going on, that I just do not want this. I am not saying or preaching violence. We are not encouraging violence, right? If you look at the same is happening at Salisbury. The government has failed. The government has failed. The same thing happened in Salisbury, the same thing happening here again. And to the power rep, the Minister of Education, my power rep, okay, he should step up. He should step up to the plate and stop this. Because when he came out and talked about teachers, he's going to smoke out the bad teachers. Now is his opportunity to smoke out what is going on. That's his chance to prove himself to the La Plaine people and represent the people. Do not come and say that, look, what we are doing is wrong. We are, as a committee, we are representing the people. We are disaster committee. It is not Jason Fontaine's river. It is not this one's river. It is the La Plaine community river. And this is a fact. The evidence is there. Yes, I understand they have mechanisms in place for what is going on.
But we're hearing from Mr. John Toussey, we just heard from him, Dr. John Toussey, that the water has been tested and is not polluted. That's what Dr. John Toussey said this morning in the statement.
Matt, he said that. Those test results was years ago. Now, those tests, when the environmental health did this, They took a test down at the Bushy. They took a test down near the bridge. Matt, they did not go further up the river where the pig's urine and feces are thick and where it is evidential to be seen. They did it where...
So anybody can come see for themselves?
That is correct. That is why we want people to come see for themselves.
I'm going to pay you a visit this week, Jason, and I'm sure you will take me there so I can see for myself and report it back to the people of Dominica.
Another thing, Matt. Another thing before I go quickly.
Yes.
I read his article and the threats that he's putting to me of definition of character. My friend, there is no definition of character. There is no definition of character. Definition of character is the Lapland people that you have disrespected, and you think that the Lapland people are stupid, they're uneducated, and that you think that they'll be scared and they'll be not go forth and then get justice.
So you're not intimidated by the lawsuits that he is threatening?
I'm sorry?
You're not threatened or intimidated by, of course, you could read between the lines that, lawsuits.
I have read between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
We are a committee. This doesn't bounce. I am not going to run under my head and be, I'm all scared. No, I'm not. You know what? If wrong is not wrong, and if anybody cannot see that this is wrong, Matt, even the environmental chief, if you read her article online, they've been dealing with this issue for 8 years. But what the government has failed to do is revisit that area to make sure that he is following the standards that he's supposed to be following. But instead, I must expect a little failure once in a while to go over. Not every time you can be on top of things, but what burns me is that I am not concerned about the man's farm. Where I come in is, you see, the river, and where the pig feces come into the river. I understood, Matt, that when you pick up the very thick pieces, it's obvious. It's obvious. You pick up the thick pieces of feces and put in a wheelbarrow, and then you dump it in a hole. That is normal. But Matt, my concern is forgetting when you are hosing down a piggery, the excess waste water going down, it is still considered to be pig feces in the water, into elements of watery, like watery elements going down the stream. He himself indicated that after he just go through different process, they may have an overdraft, overdam of some sort. Matt, if you see the place that we are talking about as a community and as a committee, you will see what we are talking about. He has a doctorate. He went to Cuba. He went to this. He went to that. He has yet to put out the medical findings of what has found the testing. Release those testings to the public and give his solution. Highlight your own scientific reporting. He has yet to highlight his own scientific reporting on how he is going to not contaminate the area and how he's not contaminating the area. As a doctor, you have failed. You have failed to provide your own scientific reporting on how you are not contaminating that area. Provide your own scientific. You're a doctor. You're smart.
But let's see, because of time limitations this morning. Let me see. Maybe we'll talk again. But let me ask you, where do we go from here? Because it just seemed like a to and fro. Dr. John Toussaint now, came out there with this big statement, and of course attacking you and your committee. Where do we go? Can we meet across the table? Can you guys meet across the table and bring some solution to this?
What I am asking Mr. Toussaint to do, we are extending our olive branch to him. He needs to get in touch with me. He can meet with our committee and sit down and discuss. We do not want John Toussaint to get rid of his pigs or none of that. We're not interested in that. All the Lapland people want is to stop that water pig feces going into the river. That is all. That is all we're concerned about. If he can stop that contamination, that's fine with us. But the fact of the matter is, we're not interested in livestock. We're not interested in that. We are not interested in that. We are just concerned of the natural disaster that's approaching on us if that pig feces does not stop coming into the river. I'm extending the olive branch to him to come meet with the committee. come meet with us. We'll set up a meeting. We'll organize a meeting for us to meet with him to figure out ways and means on how we're going to put this situation. We can communicate. We can dialogue. We are not here going to point fingers and fighting against each other. I am calling on the community to agree with me on this. All we want is, and we had a meeting on Sunday, and then it was a wonderful meeting. That and the majority of the concern of the people is not even about his animal. It's about the pig waste that's coming into the river. He's the only pig farm in that area. There is no other pig farm. And I understood he's trying to put the blame on the hotel manager and the hotel owner next to the river. Nonsense, crap. That man have nothing to do with that. That man has not. The man had a toilet, a regular toilet for his hotel. He had it 75 feet. They told him to remove it. He removed the toilet and put it up to 200 feet. That's Mr. Harvey. You can contact him. 615-1234. He can verify that through you. He moved it. So there was nothing wrong with this man. And then don't try to point fingers. Instead of he tried to meet with us, deal with the community, because he sells his own pork in our village. Meet with the people. Come meet with us. Hear our cry. See our concern. See what's going on. And let us dialogue. And let us find a solution. We will even work with him. Help him to see what's going on. But don't stand there and put us a long article like as though you disrespected us. You went on social. That article should be read before the community, before the media had it. You should have come to us before you go to media. But you don't go on the media and then put an article for us to look at. There are many people in La Plaine, my friend, that cannot read. There are many people in La Plaine, my friend, that doesn't have social media. There is many people in La Plaine, my friend, that do not know how to use a smartphone. There are many people in La Plaine, my friend, that doesn't have a computer. So when you go on social media and put in a big article, the entirety of the La Plaine community cannot read, they cannot understand it and see it. So you disrespected us by not coming to us locally. You knew we had a meeting, a public meeting. You knew we had a public meeting. Why didn't you come to the public meeting on Sunday? So you could address this problem with us and take the questions from the people. We are not interested in your lifestyle. We are interested in that pollution in that river. And then, Matt, if we can go back to when 4 years ago, before I go in closing, that there was a media that was Sasim, that location. And it's brought to my attention that before it was even aired, it was stopped. So, Matt, there is a lot of political bias going on. There's a lot of political games going on. And then when it comes to people's life, I will not tolerate negligence. I will not tolerate mischief. I will not tolerate nonsense. And I have already spoken to the Minister of Health. I am supposed to be meeting with him on a Wednesday. I think this Wednesday or next Wednesday he has to call me. His secretary has to call me. We are organizing a meeting for Wednesday, and we take it from there. I know they are dealing with the situation. I'm aware of that. The government is dealing with the situation. But, Matt, enough talk.
All right. Enough talk. I'm sure, Mr. Jason, we will be talking to you again. But let's share with the listeners this morning, before I move to the farmers, some of the sentiments that came from that meeting with, villagers there on this very important issue.
Saying somebody wrong and to give him right. You is a thief and it's not got nothing you can do in the world. I can tell you, I Octave Joseph, and I can tell you from this post there to this other post is 100 feet. And where this waste water, pig dies, everything, that. You cannot know the way to go to your estate like me. You don't know where to walk, where to park, whether it's right, whether it's left. It is a shame. It is a shame. It is a shame for La Plaine. It is a shame, my own country, where I born. From this post to this post there is 100 feet. And where this thing is going to the river, it hasn't got 300 feet. At all. Maybe 100 feet and something else. Something else, not so much, It is bad. It is bad for La Plaine.
Put the hands on the front for Octave.
We said it is bad, and it is bad for La Plaine. Good evening to the people of La Plaine. Good evening to the people of La Plaine. I want to congratulate Mr. Octave Joseph for facing the mic tonight and letting people know what is happening. Because this man is saying that every day, just like myself. That's why for 8 years I have been complaining about that river. And I want to compliment Mr. Jason Fontaine and his group to take that as the number one issue for the people of La Plaine. Because it is a shame for the people of La Plaine to allow a man to come over the river and put over 1,000 pigs, and the La Plaine people cannot use that river anymore. Titiwi, Pakamutela. Titiwi is not coming up in that river. You cannot go there and have a good lunch, a good outing. Because once you remember what is coming down from that river, it will chase you away from that river. I have been talking about that river for years and years and years, and nothing has been done. It is a shame for me to be standing here tonight and not even seeing our pal rep, my pal rep, which this is an issue for him to take up, and it's Jason Fontaine that have to take it up.
9:30 is the morning time. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to the farmers for a short while there. Maybe they too will have their concerns, huh?
Government of Dominica presents the 19th edition of the World Creole Music Festival. People all around the world come to feel the magic of this celebration. The music of all Creole nations. Come sing and dance with us. Come celebrate with music. For more information, call 448-4833 or visit dominicafestivals.com.
Activate a 500 megabyte prepaid data plan or higher and get 50% more. Wow. And be sure to download the Flow Rio 2016 Extra app so you can watch every minute of every event. You won't miss a moment of the magic of the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. For more information, visit discoverflow.co.
One Step In Eating House, a blend of Dominica, Jamaica, and Guyana, is newly opened. On the menu: roti, Ziggy Marley wings, festivals, escovitch fish, oxtail, and curry goats, bachelor packages, soup days, and surprises. One Step In Eating House is open from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, located on 27 Great George Street in Roseau. Call for order or delivery 276-8081 or 449-8081. One Step In Eating House, a blend of Dominica, Jamaica, and Guyana.
I would like to say good morning to the farmers in the house, Mr. Lee and Mr. Schillenfeld in the house this morning. Of course, our farmers in the Farmers Cry, Mr. Louis and Mr. Fitz Schillenfeld. How are you though?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Not too bad. You seem very relaxed.
Very relaxed. But after listening to the program yesterday, Dr. Fontaine and Mr. Gilden Richard, I have some hope for the future of this country. Now, I want to take politics completely away from this discussion. It is not a political thing. This is something about Dominica. So I don't want to take want to get politics involved at all. Matt, I'm doing some research. We worked on that for some time. And the royalties that we would get from the Bird Island, the first 2 years, Matt, we worked it out, thing, could build 4 state-of-the-art hospitals. Royalties from the first 2 years. No longer would Dominicans have to go overseas for medical treatment. As a matter of fact, people have to come here for treatment. They could build 6 new schools with modern equipment, including a fully equipped lab and library. That's what Dominica will get from that. Not any political party. 40 miles of new roads could be built and to resurface all the existing roads and provide good feeder road for the farmers of this country. A state-of-the-art, multi-purpose processing plant, not only for fruit processing, but also for canning products such as yams, breadfruit, dashnut, etc. And provide thousands of jobs for the people of this country. And last but not least, Matt, a state-of-the-art international airport. And the people who are trying to deprive the motherland of those things for their own selfish interests must be considered traitors and their actions treasonable. Because I cannot see the state of the world today when we have a chance to improve ourselves. We have passports selling left, right, and center. We don't see where the money is. No, we have something there that belongs to us. And for people to turn their back against it, any country in the world having something like that would be happy. And Matt, I want to hear from every minister of government what they have to say about this thing. They can't keep quiet because this is for Dominica and the future of this country. It belongs to us, it belongs to the motherland, and we'll continue to fight for it. And I want to know the reason why politicians today are keeping away from the thing and just do not want, which country in the world don't want to have something like that? You know, so that is where I am today. I am very happy. I didn't hear all the program last night because when Wayne James came on, Dominic took the lights. But I heard the Carib chief make a very, he made a statement on that. I didn't hear it myself, but somebody told me. But the chief is right. So there you are, Whitnell boy, all your feeder roads that will fix up. New feeder roads for your farmers to get your thing.
Brand new roads. Seem very optimistic about this whole issue of Bird Island and what it can bring to Dominica.
Not an optimistic for sure, but that will be how long?
Yes, we're looking at long term there.
Right, see how long.
But of course, the process of the discussion, as Mr. Shelford is saying, should begin right now.
I don't believe that will happen on my lifetime, during my lifetime. I don't believe that at all. It's a long-term process. I find it would be hard. I'm not saying it is impossible. That is possible, but it will be taking a long, long journey.
So what's up with you? What's going on with you?
Myself, I'm just, they're poking, you know. I wake up in the morning, like yesterday, 6:30, I was on my coffee plantation picking coffee. 6:30 in the morning, man, picking my little coffee, do my little do. And that's what it is. Dominica, let me say good morning. Sorry for our manners. Good morning to everybody in Dominica. Lapland people, we hear you. I'm not against any farmer in this country, but we have to learn to do things well. I'm a farmer, that's my life, so I have to do things the right time. I cannot go and spray chemical, go in the river, wash the tools or whatever. It cannot be. And if something is going to affect a community in Dominica, it will affect all of us, not only the people in La Plaine, all of us. Just like Matt Erica, come and go. Matt, 2 days from now on, 2 days, on the 27th, we have the anniversary of Erica. And Matt, I read the Sun, I saw Erica, Petit Savan. But Matt, Colby Street also was devastating. I don't know what is going on.
So they're concentrating on Petit Savan, and the rest of the communities, no?
No, to me, Petit Savan is a village I like. I have a lot of friends. I've ministered the gospel there many, since in the 50s. So I have a lot of friends. There's a gospel hall there. There are a lot of born-again believers there. So they are all my people. So I have nothing against. But people have to consider Kolibistri. Kolibistri is a village, and the people in Kolibistri do not talk. So I don't want to take issue and bring up topic on behalf of everybody. But Kolibistri has to be remembered. Up to now, Monratchet have got water. Up to now. What about Monratchet? We have some nice building in Monratchet. Imagine to use your sewer, to use your toilet. You cannot take a shower. You have to carry your feces somewhere, carrying water, and the river is way down Battery. People take that into consideration. It affecting the people just like the river they're talking about. Kolibistri, as if we are not known. We abandon. Kolibistri is abandoned. I'm sorry to see that. Mr. Government or the government ministers, I wanted to talk on Revelation, the 4 seals, but I haven't got time for that this morning. But we have to stand for what is right, what is good. Righteousness, people are quoting that every day in their lives. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any man. In the days gone by, Abraham lived, not Abraham, but let me put it this way, Adam and them lived 900 years. Methuselah had the longest lifespan upon this planet Earth. But when it comes to Abraham fellas like that live 120 years. Joshua 110 years, you can go on and on. Today, before we reach 60, we are dying. Something must be wrong. Something must be wrong. And if we have to address situation in our environment, in our waters, because I don't drink chlorinated water. I drink spring water, river water, fountain water, stream water. That's what I live on. And if somebody have a piggery somewhere above the stream where I taking the water from, what will happen to me? And what will happen to those who will be using the water? People from north and south coming up syndicate to collect their waters. We have to know that. There is a word in English called due diligent. I do not believe we're using it in Dominica. We're doing things for friends. The person we rub shoulder with. We are planning. But planning can be override by power. So planning may be weak. When you go to the planning to do something, they send their people to examine the area, whether it is good, suitable for that and that. And you might say no. You might come back and tell them no. But that man or woman have another place to go to. And if they go to the person that will override planning, what planning can do? Therefore, you see, if all of us was doing everything right, we wouldn't have that problem. Planning is an entity, is a government wings, but they have to stand for what is right. And if somebody is going to overpower, they have the right to oppose that and put it on papers or put it on the air. That is my way of thinking. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I see it.
No, it should be.
Because that is why we have so much problem. If the police department cannot stand on their own, the audit department cannot stand on their own, everybody have to say, no, you cannot go there. You cannot do this. If let's say you as a journalist, Matt Pelty, you are limited of words. That is not limited of words. You have a lot of words. But Adam say, but you have to be subject to rules and regulation. And you have to know what to say on the air. You have to have your facts right. Else don't use it. Once you do, you become a cautionee, right? But you stand on your own. If you find something is wrong, you are supposed to report it to be wrong. If it is right, you have to say the same thing. That's where we are. Our problem is not that people don't understand, but the problem that people have been bought. I study bribe in the Bible, not in dictionary, not in English, not in geography, not in literature, but in the Bible. Bribe corrupt everything in this life. If as long you see a leader accepting bribe, he cannot execute judgment.
That's true.
He cannot. He just cannot. The Bible clearly says that. Right? So we have to be very careful. Dominica is sinking. It's sinking. It's sinking. I do not know how far it will. I wish the government, for that matter, Matt, my area of thought was not on that today. But agriculture is our base for economy. Look, Mr. Chillingford is bringing about Bird Island. If the Bird Island is 200 miles away from Dominica, it belongs to us. It doesn't belong to nobody else. Or if somebody is closer to it, 150 or 175 miles, it belongs to the people. That is worldwide laws. That is international laws.
Maritime laws, yes.
For boundaries. We see China playing in the Far East. The Americans say it is open water, it is not China land, and so forth. But China, they're playing. And China start to build there. Nobody knows what will happen. I'm just showing that. If there is boundary, international boundary in the sea, why somebody has to give away what can? You saw state-of-art hospital, state-of-art roads, whatever. But the point is, even presently, Matt Pelty, we are suffering. While you make mention of the roads, we will get good roads. There are money wasted now that can give us good roads. Money that has been wasted. Waste not, want not. Let me give you a parable of what Jesus did. 5 loaves.
Oh, hold on to the parable and let it break, and I'll come right back right after this.
The government of Dominica presents the 19th edition of the World Creole Music Festival. People all around the world come to feel the magic of this celebration, the music of all Creole nations. Come sing and dance with us. Come celebrate with us. For more information, call 448-4833 or visit dominicafestivals.com.
It's hurricane season. Now is the time to get prepared. Ensure that your disaster ready kit is up to date. Keep identification and money close. Educate your family on an evacuation plan. Prepare your family and ensure their safety. Remember, disasters don't know time, so be prepared.
Making your water safe to drink during and after floods and storms. Water for drinking and domestic use should be free from all disease-causing bacteria and poisonous chemicals. However, during heavy rains, floods, and landslides, the water supply may become contaminated. There are 3 ways to ensure that water used for drinking and domestic purpose is safe. They are proper storage, boiling, and chlorination. That is, adding ordinary household bleach to your water. Let's look at proper storage of water. Store water in clean containers. Ensure that water is kept covered at all times. Do not store water in containers which were previously used to store poisonous chemicals. If you use a drum, cover with clean bag or plastic, secure tightly with rope. Boiling kills all harmful germs and bacteria. When boiling water, use a clean pot. When the water begins to boil, let it continue to boil for 3 more minutes. Allow it to cool before drinking. Always keep containers covered. Chlorination. Using household chlorine in drinking water to kill germs. Here's how it is done. To 1 gallon of water, use 8 drops of bleach. To 5 gallons of water, use half teaspoon bleach. To a 45-gallon drum, use 4 teaspoons of bleach. You may use a dropper or clean stick. Dip the stick in the bleach. Hold it over the water and allow it to drop. Stir or shake the water. Leave water to settle for 30 minutes before using. Always keep the containers closed. Water is safe for drinking 30 minutes after the bleach is added. Remember, to protect you and your family's health, ensure that water is boiled for 3 minutes after it begins to bubble. That the correct amount of bleach is added to the water. Do not exceed the specified amount. Make sure that all water stored is properly covered. Do not store water in containers which contain chemicals. Also, wash your hands with clean water and soap. Wash eating and cooking utensils with clean water and soap. Use bottled water if available. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
For more information, call 266-3469.
Flights to London are now on sale. Prices start from $2,450 EC dollars, including all taxes and fees. Book by August 26 for travel between September 7th to December 26th. This is a great time to visit friends and family, tour Europe, or join a Mediterranean cruise. Book now. Call Going Places Travel at 448-2550 or 448-2552 for more details.
Tired and need a break? Going Places Travel is offering you a chance to win a 7-day Carnival cruise. Check out our new website where you can book flights, hotels, cruises, and enter our great summer cruise giveaway. Visit goingplacestravel.com before August 31st for more details.
Going Places Travel, we've got the best deals for you. You're going places, then we'll make your dreams come true.
Together, we are going places.
Crystal waters, blue skies, only on the big station, only on Q95.
Crystal Waters Blue Skies, a platform for creative discussion. Live on Q, beginning August 26 at 8:30 a.m.
Back to school time is here and you don't have to break the bank to get all that the kids need. Shop at Save-A-Lot HBC, offering the best quality at the best prices, giving you great value for every dollar spent. Go back to school the Save-A-Lot way with all the great gear you need. Save-A-Lot, where back to school savings is made easy every day.
It's coming again, back to school time, and we know how difficult it can be to get your children ready for the coming school year. Let the Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited take the burden off your shoulders and the worries of your wallet. Uniforms, school fees, tuition, school books, a CCCUL 12 months back to school loan of up to $2,500. It will make school days very happy days, and it's easy. Just come to CCCUL, Central Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Easy way out of your back to school expenses.
And every time I think about our children and how society failed to protect them. Hello, my name is Derek Centros, aka The Hunter. Real dads protect their children. Please break the silence.
This message has been brought to you by Child Fund Caribbean and the Ministry of Social Services.
All right, Dominica, we're back here. We have a few more minutes. Mr. Louis, you're talking about a parable.
I must go that for Mr. Fitz to close us.
All right.
Randy, good morning. Patrick, wherever you are, good morning. Mr. Telemac, good morning. The parable that the Lord Jesus Christ used. 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fishes. He fed over 5,000 people. Men, beside children, and women. Over 5,000 people. And after they finished it, everybody was fooled. He says, what? Collect the fragment. Pick up the waste, everything. And they get 12 baskets. What I'm using that for in a nutshell is to show the economic that we can use to build ourselves in Dominica. The economy, that's where I learned my economy. Waste not, want not. Right? If we don't waste, you go to school, you waste your time, you cannot learn. You go to a trade, you waste your time, you cannot learn. Nothing you waste, you cannot get it back. You wasted it. Then, Matt, the bridge that I built in Roseau, the bridge that could stay there for another 10 years, that money could be used for the West Coast Road to build the Battley Bridge, the Point Wrong Bridge, and fix the Colibistri Bridge and the Makushi Bridge. That $80 million I'm hearing.
18, yes.
80. I do not know figure. But I know a million takes 7 figures to be a million. Is that right? 7 figures, right? 18 of that. So you can understand the amount of money that could fix the road where that bridge could be stayed there still. Now, secondly, Matt Peltier, we in the farming area, we have no roads. I read on the Sun that they want dashing for Barbados and plantain and another commodity. Frudexa might be organized that. Matt, where are the roads for us to go and plant those things and take it out?
Boy, yeah.
You tell me, where are the roads? The government are again wasted someone in the syndicate area.
Just on that note, somebody just asked me to ask the farmers if they heard that a shipment of plantain and dashing was shipped to England through Dexia fit a quality score of only 37%, a trial and error system while people with the knowledge and experience are sidelined. So we only got a 37% score of a shipment of dashing and plantain to England recently.
I don't
37%.
I
you haven't heard that?
No.
Okay.
No, I never heard that. Right? Because there are too many secretives in this country. I don't know that to be exposed. Nevertheless, even though Dexa would send that amount of what is that? That it brings nothing back. Nothing back in return. We are capable of shipping lots of fruit for England, for the Caribbean, for Barbados. But what is Barbados? We can supply Barbados every kind of food that they want. We can supply Barbados. We can supply. Nevertheless, to finish my point is that there is a money that in waste, I call it that waste money in syndicate area. A piece of road that joined Colliho, it was there already, but it was blocked. Colliho to syndicate. Now, our feeder road to go up syndicate is bad. Colliho is even worse. The government going top, leave the 2 wings of that road. And going to have wasting money up there, and we in going up syndicate, we're in serious trouble. Grass cover the road from one end to the next. The drain, the overlapping of wood that falling hanging over the road. I don't know how some people are making it. I have somebody, I have a small transport, I can just go through the grass myself. But it is very perilous. It is very dangerous. That money could be used to widen the road. Matthew, no syndicate road. Fitzroy, come my land, so you know where. Widen the road and then clear the road, clear the drain for us. And then we can do something for us. The gentleman from St. Joseph, why is the Mr. Joseph, nearly lost his life. Today, if you read the paper, you'll see his land is for sale in Cahoe, but I'm so sorry that you might not be able to sell it now. Because access to go there is perilous, is bad. Salisbury people is corner in a hole. And then you said for government to listen to us. We know what we are going through. We are not making vehicle, not in assembly vehicle in Dominica. We have to buy parts and parts and parts for suspension, for light, for everything. We need help. Government wasting money. And that is why I want to talk in Revelation chapter 6. I want to use the three verses, the red horse, the black horse, and the pale horse. I want to use it, but I don't want to use it in a rush. Thank God that we are still there, and we will make it in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ.
All right, let me give you a minute to close up there, Fitz.
Well, Matt, what I have to say is that I hope the struggle continues.
Yes.
You have what kind of a habit in Dominica, two-show, two-flam business. This Bird Island thing cannot be two-show, two-flam. It belongs to us, and we have to continue. Rosie started the fight, for he died, God rest his soul, and we have to take it up. But as I said again, I do not want it to look like a political thing, a party political thing. This is for Dominicans, for the young generation coming up. It belongs to us, and nobody has a right to try to sell it or do any kind of deal. It belongs to Dominica, and we want it for our people, because the money that we can get from that can do a lot for this country.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, man. Matt, boy, have a nice weekend, Matt.
Yes, man.
You are happy with Rosso now,
Hello, my name is Derek Centros, aka The Hunter. Real dads protect the children. Please break the silence.
This message